Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Tsukihime. When last we left off, we were getting ready to party. Yeah, party time. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Well then, a toast to Shiki-san's homecoming. Everyone, please take whatever you would like to drink. Kohaku lines up drinks in front of us, with a full smile entirely free of malice. Why do you have to point out that it's entirely free of malice? Wouldn't that just be assumed? Oh well. Most of the drinks didn't happen to be juice or anything like that, but proper alcoholic beverages. Akiha? What is it, Nissan? There's a gurgling as Akiha fills her glass with a tawny liquid, then adds a little orange juice. That wouldn't be whiskey, would it? It would? Is there something wrong? It would? Akiha. Aren't we all too young to be drinking? This is your welcoming party. We have to have alcohol, don't we? Or, Nissan, you're weak when it comes to alcohol? Akiha seems somehow delighted. Hisui-chan. That's unusual. Not juice today. Seeming a little shy, Akiha silently pours wine into her glass. Oh, I should mention, I mentioned it the last two times we've come through here that I was going to try to get something to celebrate with them with, and I then proceeded to forget. I remembered this time. I have brandy. Yeah, so I will be sipping on brandy throughout the next couple episodes. I might only end up recording an episode or two. Who knows? This is fairly strong, and there's not a non-insignificant amount of it because I like brandy. Although, saying that, it's been quite a while since I've had any liquor. I usually just drink wine. Anyway, I have brandy. Yay. See, Nissan? Even Hisui is drinking. Surely you don't intend to be the only one drinking juice? So, if you want to drink brandy with me or some other alcoholic beverage while the Tono family drinks booze of varying kinds, I think whiskey and wine and whatever, yeah, go for it. It's the season or something. Jeez. You really want to get the most out of this party, don't you, Akiha? Yes. I don't usually like parties, but today is an exception. Huh. Well, it can't be helped. A lot of alcohol isn't good for my body, but a little bit should be okay. The weakest drink laid out on the table is the wine, it looks like. No beer, huh? I know soju is pretty strong, I think. I think it's like on par with vodka. I think. In fact, I can't remember. I've never actually had soju. Anytime I ever have gone to buy any, they've always been sold out. And I can't order online where I live, because I can't get alcohol shipped to me where I live. I have to go buy it in stores. Fucking politicians, man. Well then, everyone raise your glass, please. Cheers! With a clash, our glasses come together. Hold on. Do I have anything I can click? I do. Cheers. It's definitely been a while since I've had liquor. With a clash, our glasses come together. I just realized I held that pretty close to the microphone, so that was probably very loud. I'm sorry. Kohaku tosses hers down in a single gulp. Akiha takes her time, and Hisui sips hers quietly. Yeah, I would be in the Hisui party in this one. I like to drink slowly over the course of like an hour or two. Or like an hour and a half or 2.5 hours, just depending on what I'm drinking. Anyway. Oh man, I'm not responsible for this. Don't worry, I'm not going to get blackout drunk recording. It's not that much. It's just been so long since I've had liquor. I'm actually excited. because I really like brandy. I just don't get it very much. The drinking continues. I mean, it's sadly not proper French brandy, which I don't... It was a bit out of the price range that I was willing to spend for, mostly for a joke. So, But it's okay. It's not nice. I'm rambling about my brandy. I don't know how this happened, but it looks like Tono's Shiki welcome party has turned into just a drinking party. I've already had a bit of brandy before the recording started, if you haven't already been able to tell. Akiha might be used to drinking, as she gulps down her glass as if she's drinking water. Christ. Well, she did mix it with orange juice. I've never had whiskey and orange juice, so I don't know how it goes down, so I don't know. Kohaku-san slowly drinks with Akiha while refilling Akiha's cup. Seeing that their faces still look normal, I'm guessing they don't show drunkenness on their faces. Incidentally, Hisui sits on the couch dizzily after drinking just one sip. Akiha really has quite a tolerance. Looking at the smiling Kohaku-san and Akiha, I gulp down my glass. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. My phone beeped at me and I had to... Well, not beeped at me, it vibrated at me. And I needed to investigate that. I apologize. Looking at the smiling Akiha and Kohaku-san, I gulp down my glass. It is just water, as I only drank a mouthful of alcohol during the toast. I take a bite of smoked salmon on the table. Smoked salmon is great if you've never had it, especially cold smoked. It is exquisite. In the Tono house, even the snacks are first class. Even though there might be a lot of problems, it is pretty enjoyable right now. To be blunt, Akiha and Kohaku-san's conversation is outright boring. It's as if they were just discussing how the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Despite that, it all seems rather charming seeing them laughing at those kinds of conversations. On the other hand, Hisui is holding the glass she used during the toast and gazing vacantly. Whenever I look away from Hisui, the glass becomes a little more empty. Well, that is how drinking works. Also, I'm pretty sure it mentioned that she was drinking wine, and I don't think I've ever met anybody that drinks wine out of a glass like that. But oh well. She seems to be enjoying herself too. I sneak another bite of food. I'm pretty weak against alcohol, so I prefer to eat the finger food instead. And what happened? Akiha stands up and walks over to me. Nii-san, you've only been eating, you aren't going to drink any? Akiha looks at me, a little dissatisfied. Now look, I don't care if you get drunk, but you shouldn't try to make others drink at your pace. I'm not used to drinking a lot, so if you want somebody to drink with, Kohaku-san can... I try to point over to Kohaku-san, but she isn't there. It seems like she went to get some more alcohol from the kitchen. Well, excuse me. I'm not the slightest bit drunk. Raising her glass with one hand, Akiha leans forward. I see. Since Kohaku-san isn't here, I guess she's messing with me since she has no one to talk to. Kohaku doesn't have anything to do with this. We're talking about why you are not drinking. Well, I have been drinking. That's a lie. I haven't had a chance to pour you anything. I was drinking so that you could relax, but all you seem to be doing is munching away at the food Kohaku made. You haven't even had one glass, right? Akiha pouts. Is Is it just me, or is her step a little unsteady? Akiha, I just have to ask, are you drunk?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm not drunk at all. You will be dead drunk long before I will.
You are dead drunk.
Hurry up and finish your glass. I will listen to whatever you have to say when you are done.
She points commandingly at my glass, except her finger is wobbling all over. Akiha, I've said this before, but you really are drunk.
Sheesh. You really are persistent. I told you I'm not drunk.
Akiha yells and wobbles back. Her own voice causes her to get dizzy, so what part of that isn't being drunk? Oh well.
Have a seat. We can chat a bit, I suppose.
I pat the sofa next to me.
Yes, I'll sit.
Akiha sits down on the sofa. I don't know where all her bossiness disappeared to, but she just meekly sits down. For some reason, I suddenly don't feel comfortable. Resigned, I pick up my glass. I take a light gulp. The unfamiliar alcohol burns my throat. It doesn't taste good at all. I feel the ground dip beneath me as if I was feeling dizzy from my anemia. So I'm not anemic, but alcohol doesn't hit you that quickly. And not at such a small amount either. Usually, I can't say that for I've never met anybody that just a few sips of alcohol messes with them. At least not of like wine. Maybe of hard liquor, but not wine. But I can't say that this feels bad either. I might as well just finish it off, so I down the rest of it.
I'm surprised. You may have said differently before, but you sure seem to like drinking, Nissan.
What do you mean? I'm not a big drinker or anything.
Doesn't look like it. You were drinking that rather happily.
Akiha leans over and takes a bottle from the table.
I'll water it down, but do you have other preferences?
Akiha pours me some whiskey without asking. Common sense demands that I stop her, but she seems happy. I throw aside any thoughts of common sense. Please, water it down a lot. Otherwise, I won't be able to drink it.
As you say. Well then, let's start, shall we?
Akiha happily fills my glass. Man, I don't even drink this much when I'm with Arihiko. I lean back on the sofa. I down the glass with my neck tilted so far back that I can see the ceiling. I drink what Akiha poured me slowly without letting my mouth go from the glass. Seems like a waste of whiskey to me, but I mean, I don't like whiskey, but I still know that you should sip on it to like enjoy the flavor and, savor it.
Ew.
Well, are you satisfied, princess? I place the empty glass on the table.
That's the way to do it. I have to take points off for not drinking it fast, but it's still a passing grade.
What? Why would you take points off for sipping on whiskey? You're fucking teenagers, man. You're pretty strict. That was my new record, You told me to drink it, so I pushed myself.
Really? This is pretty rare, you keeping me company like this, Nissan?
She chuckles. Pouring herself another glass, she downs it. My heart beats loudly at the sight of her face. She looks so mature when she's drinking. She closes her eyes and tilts her head back. Seeing her white throat voluptuously gulp down the alcohol, I forget about being drunk. Akiha lets out a deep breath. The glass is empty. She says under her breath something to the effect that it is delicious. I genuinely wish I liked whiskey sometimes. You know, it's one of those things, but I like other types of liquor.
What is it, Nissan? Is there something on my face?
Nothing. It's nothing. Without thinking, I pick up my glass.
Another one? This time we'll have something a little bit stronger.
Akiha fills up the glasses again. I didn't really want another glass, but I suppose it won't hurt. If you are unaware, whiskey is typically 40% ABV, 80 proof. And God, I don't know what variance whiskey has. I just know that it's typically about 80 proof. So, watering it down will lower that. That's still stronger than wine. I mean, hell, let me look at the bottle of wine that I have next to me, which is, I think, strong for a wine. No, it's not. It's average. It's 14% ABV, which is 28 proof. So, just to give you an example, just watering down whiskey with, a shot of orange juice or something like that, it's still going to be pretty strong. It's still going to be stronger than a glass of wine. If you are aware of that. I think for another example, your standard vodka shot is going to be about 40 proof, or 40 ABV, 80 proof. Your typical glass or whatever, Captain Morgan is about 80 proof, 40%, although my preference in rum is 100 something. The brandy that I'm drinking is also 80 proof. I'm rambling about stuff that doesn't matter, but it just kind of, if you're unaware, if there's anybody watching that is unaware, that's the strength we're talking about. In a can of beer is 3 to 6, I think, 4 or 5 being the standard or something like that. I don't drink beer very often, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, that's the sort of thing we're looking at.
Trying to imitate Akiha, I drink it all in one gulp. It wasn't that much alcohol, but I shouldn't have drank it that fast. My head starts to spin, and I fall back on the sofa.
I think I remember the first time I actually drank enough to feel it. It was just my head was spinning, and I didn't know what to do. And I didn't drink anymore because I had to go do things after. And I was, underage. I was under 21. I was over 18.
Nissan, are you alright?
I'm fine. I just got a little dizzy, but I'm not drunk. I think I'll rest for a bit. You go ahead and have fun.
Laying back on the sofa, I stare aimlessly at the ceiling. Even though I feel completely drained, I feel incredibly good. I'm sorry. I forced you to drink too much. Akiha's voice sounds very sad. No, maybe it was a little too much, but it feels good. I drank it because you drank it so deliciously. I guess the result is alright, though. So go ahead and keep drinking. Once I settle down, I'll join you again. Okay? If you say so, I will wait until you are done. I hear the sound of something pouring. As expected, she pours another glass and drinks it. Now, don't get too ahead of yourselves. I'm not going to drink that much. I have my glass of brandy. It's a decent-sized glass of brandy, but it's still a single glass. That's odd. This isn't anything much, but I feel incredibly relaxed here. Alright. Taking a breath, I get up from the sofa. Nissan, are you feeling better? I'm fine. I'll keep you company a little bit more. I give her my glass. Smiling, she pours me another drink. This time, I decide to drink it at my own pace. Time passes by. Hisui's fallen asleep on the sofa. Kohaku-san never did come back from the kitchen. The only ones still moving about are me and Akiha, but I'm pretty drunk, so I wouldn't necessarily call myself moving about. But still, I want to keep Akiha company until Kohaku-san returns. Nissan, you were very kind today. Akiha says this suddenly in a small voice. Kind? Me? Yes. Normally you're a very cold person. Acting kind like this is rare, isn't it? Really? I don't really know, but maybe I am cold. Oh, Nissan, you don't understand yourself very well. You are a very kind person, but at the same time, you are very cold. Because you make no distinction between people. You don't have anyone that you like the most, no matter if you hate them or like them. Nissan, you like and forgive everyone. But that is very cruel to the people who want to be closest to you. For you, everyone is the same. Me, Kohaku, Hisui, we are all the same for you. This isn't kindness, or that isn't kindness. Like an old dog that knows its time of death is near, you simply don't want to leave anything behind. You were like that back then, but now, how do you say it? You seem to be very dangerous, and that makes me uneasy. Downcast, Akiha continues to speak almost as if she was thinking aloud. Her glass is empty. She doesn't fill it, and her quiet voice echoes in the air. Hey, I just thought that maybe you were inconsiderate and very lonely. I was just thinking thinking something stupid like that. There isn't anyone you hold dearest in your heart. Maybe you lost that person a long time ago. Back then I thought you just liked me. That would be fine. At least there wasn't anyone you liked the most, so that was good enough. But now, it is. Thank you for waiting. More food and more drink. With a smile, Kohaku-san returns. Akiha suddenly swallows her words, and with a sigh, pours herself more to drink. Hey, Nissan, please drink some more as well. It's just me drinking now. Taking the bottle that Kohaku-san bought, she pours some more drink into my glass. No, I've had enough. I've had twice as much as normal, so please, let me pass on this one. If I do drink more, I'll end up in a bad shape. What are you saying? You haven't even had a bottle yet. Jesus Christ. Drinking a bottle of wine in a single sitting is something I've done plenty of times. It's not something to brag about, granted, but I've done it before. I've done it plenty of times, as a matter of fact. Drinking an entire bottle of whiskey, especially if it's like a proper fifth of whiskey, it's fucking crazy to me. That's like alcoholic levels of drinking, because, I've seen people talking about how their normal day-to-day drink is a fifth of vodka. And, like their weekend no responsibility things is like a fifth of vodka and a 24 pack of beer. Or I guess that would be a case of beer. Anyway, that's just so much. And like a bottle of wine, especially if it's strong wine, that's a lot of booze. It's way too early to say you've had enough. You said you'd drink with me, right? Come on, she says, and holds out my glass. But I really am at my limit. Now, Akiha-sama. You do have to realize that Shiki-san does not have the same tolerances as you do, Akiha-sama. Shiki-san, you should say no or you'll be in trouble. Akiha-sama doesn't get drunk no matter how much she drinks, so if you keep drinking with her until she's happy, you'll end up drinking until dawn. I think she'll just end up drinking until we're dead, actually. Wait a minute, Kohaku. You make me sound like some sort of alcoholic. I mean, if you're drinking a fifth of whiskey, that's not far off. Angrily, Akiha takes another drink. Sure, I'll do that. Oh, that one didn't go down quite right. Oh well. It sucks whenever you're drinking something that kind of goes into your goes down the wrong pipe a little bit, but it's worse whenever it's liquor. Well, even though she drank a lot, it seems like that's her first glass.
No matter what Akiha says, Kohaku-san seems to be right. Reminds me of the episode of Kenny vs. Spinny with, never mind. The drinking episode, that one. Sorry, Akiha. Sorry, wrong voice. I really have to stop now. You know my doctor says I shouldn't drink too much, right? Akiha descends into an apologetic silence. That is true. Don't look so sad. I can still keep you company until you're done drinking. How's that? She nods, but doesn't look quite satisfied. Well then, I'll pour drinks for Akiha-sama. See, Shiki-san is still here, so isn't everything okay, Akiha-sama? I guess. Certainly having Nissan keep me company is rare enough. I will let it go this time. Akiha holds out her glass to Kohaku-san. Smiling, Kohaku-san serves Akiha another drink. He starts to sip it slowly. It has gotten pretty late. Actually, I think I'm going to end this here because if I'm not mistaken, the next scene is decently long or has a decent amount of emotional depth, or both. I don't remember. Anyway, next time, I really hope one of my favorite scenes in the entire visual novel is coming up soon. At least one of the most memorable to me. But that's next time, and I can't promise that, but I think it is. But there's another scene that's coming. Oh god, I can't remember how long that's going to be off, but yeah. This does mean, however, we are in Kohaku's route proper, so there is that. There is always that to look forward to. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see you all next time.